In this video we are going to look at a rather rare example where fundamental analysis meets technical analysis in an almost perfect way. The live trade happened in the euro-dollar 5-minute chart, so let me walk you through all the logical steps of this analysis. Let's begin with the technical aspect first, and then we will add the fundamental analysis layer after. Between number 1 and number 3 we can see a downward flow pattern. That means number 3 producing a lower low than number 1, and therefore rendering the high number 2 in the middle as a solid place where sellers were able to prove themselves. After number 3 we can see price beginning to rise near the surroundings of high number 2, which is the place we expect sellers to show up again. However, we have an important news announcement coming in the vertical gray line. This peculiarity gives the impression that the news announcement might correlate exactly with a technical setup and the overall subjective analysis of the market, and that's what led to the intersection of lines you see on the chart. Beyond the fact that we might see sellers around the level of number 2, we can find technical evidence that they might appear exactly at the time of the FOMC announcement. The announcement will happen exactly at the vertical gray line, and there are two other lines that correlate exactly at that point. The first line is a horizontal frequency line that comes out of the upper tails surrounding high number 2. The other line is less obvious, and it comes out of the angle produced by the lows 1 and 3. If we draw a line connecting low number 1 to low number 3, we will arrive at a specific angle. If we extrapolate this line to the high number 2, and then duplicate the distance to the upside respecting the same angle, we will see that the highest line will intersect with the time of the FOMC announcement and the horizontal frequency line at one single focal point. This is one of those perfectly aligned intersections that are somewhat difficult to find. The red square highlights the triple intersection. To be more precise, this is a double technical intersection plus a fundamental intersection, which is a peculiar situation for the ones that are used to the purely technical stuff in the fractal flow methods. Notice that there is a hidden divergence forming in the relative strength index. Since this involves an announcement that usually has a high impact, we have to take some precautions in the way we trigger the trade. The issue is that by the time of the announcement is released, it probably will not give any chance for us to think about a secondary entry since we are talking about a major situation like the FOMC statement plus the federal funds rate. The way we can prepare ourselves in this situation is by using limit orders to anticipate the setup instead of reacting to it at the time it happens. In this case, the solution is to place a sell limit order at the exact intersection contained at the red rectangle. The correct stop loss here is a few pips above high number 2 as we usually do in the strictly technical aspect of the fractal flow series. A good idea for the take profit target is the lower sloped line that connects number 1 to number 3. This framework should give us about 1 to 5 risk-reward ratio. Remember that even though all of this makes perfect sense, this is still a quite dangerous trade idea, and it could simply backfire since we are dealing with some unpredictable variables about monetary policy. Let's see what happens next. As you can see, in this example our analysis worked out. Even though price traveled a lot more than expected, it's always wiser to work with more realistic expectations rather than hoping for peak performance. Remember that dealing with announcements is dangerous because there is an extra layer of unpredictability that does not exist with purely technical ideas. If you wish to learn more about the fractal flow methods, visit the strategy store link available in the video description. If you want to support the channel, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications button so you don't miss future uploads, and leave your comment below. Thank you for watching.